Hello, everyone. Happy February 1st. If you don't know, today is the first day of Black History Month. So for every day of this month that I post a video, we are going to highlight one person. Now, I want to highlight people that are living and are making changes in the Black community, just because, you don't want to wait till people have passed away. It is important that we know our history, but I also believe that it's important to highlight and applaud those who are making differences now while they're still alive. So today's highlight for Black History Month is Amanda Gorman. Amanda Gorman is the youngest inaugural poet in U.S. history. She also graduated cum laude of Harvard University. So if you have time today to go look her up, read her poem that she wrote, or any of her other poems, I encourage you to do that. Now, for communication, we are going to talk about being talked over. First thing that you can do is continue talking. You're not going to raise your voice. You're not going to yell. You're going to continue talking at the exact same volume that you're speaking at. The person could stop and let you finish, or they're going to keep talking. So other things you could do, you can call their name. John, I'm not quite finished yet. In just a moment, I'll let you have your time to speak. I am still in the middle of my sentence. And you continue on. This doesn't have to be rude. It doesn't have to be any type of way. It's just you saying what you have to say. You're going to address the behavior. I do not believe ignoring behaviors because eventually they'll get it. No. We're not doing that. We're going to address it directly when it happens, because the moment you let it slide once, you're going to let it continue to slide, and people are going to think it's okay to do. You need to let them know immediately this is not okay to do. So don't go mute. Don't go quiet. You're going to address the behavior. Once you call their name, you can say, it's not helpful when you speak over me. We're going to set those boundaries. Remember, we just talked about setting boundaries. Let them know this is disrespectful for you to speak over me. And the way to say that is, I love when you engage in this conversation, but it needs to be done respectfully. Other things, nonverbal cues. You're going to mix your verbal cues with your nonverbal cues. You can hold up a finger, hold up a hand. There are times where you're going to continue talking. You're going to do everything I just said, and people are still going to speak over you. They're still going to continue to talk, or you're going to keep talking and they're going to keep talking too. And in that, it can easily become a yelling match where you'll be told to be quiet because you kept an even tone, and the other person, because they're speaking louder, is the one being listened to. What you're going to do is, once they finish saying what they're going to say, you're going to speak up and you're going to say something along the lines of, thank you for that. I'm going to finish my thought, and then I'd love to hear your feedback. While I believe that you should have your own voice, and if someone is speaking over you, you need to speak up for yourself. There's sometimes that there are people that do not feel as empowered as we may feel. Some people that don't feel that it's okay for them to speak on their own behalf. They may lack confidence, whatever it is, but it's okay to speak up for other people. Especially if you're in a position of power, it is more than okay to speak up for other people. Something you can say if you see someone being interrupted is, I'd like to hear the rest of Blank's thoughts, so that the person that's doing the cutting off understands that this is not something that is accepted or appreciated here. We're not going for that. We're not cutting people off. We're not talking over people. A couple videos ago, last month, we talked about what to do when you have a thought that you want to get out. Write it down. Take notes, especially if you're in an office setting. We want to make sure we're not speaking over people, and we're not allowing others to interrupt and speak over us. Some housekeeping tips are to, first, set ground rules. You, as a company leader, you do not want it to become common for people to be interrupted and spoken over in your company, in your business. It's not right. People feel disrespected, and people feel like they are not valued in your company, especially if you do not speak up about it. And if the people you have in management positions and leadership positions don't speak up and set the guidelines for that. So set some rules. In these meetings, there is no interrupting. If you have something to say, write it down and we'll come back to it. Send an email with some questions beforehand or afterwards for us to hit on in the next meeting if it's something that's not urgent. No interrupting, no cutting people off, no talking over people. This needs to be made known. And when it does happen, because eventually, even though the rules are in place, things happen, you need to shut it down immediately. You're going to have direct conversation. If you see someone and you notice, hey, every meeting, this person is cutting somebody off and doing this, you're going to pull that person aside and you're going to have a one-on-one conversation with them. Hey, I noticed that you cut people off during meetings. We want to make sure that we're respecting everyone in the company. What are some steps you can take moving forward to make sure you're not cutting people off? That needs to be a conversation. These conversations may be hard conversations like that you may not want to have, especially if you are close friends with the person. You don't want it to seem like you're being some type of way. That's not. That's making sure that everyone in the company feels respected or is respected. Lastly, if you're the one being cut off, you want to stay calm. Even if you're the one not being cut off and you have just had it up to here with someone interrupting other people in the middle of meetings, you're going to stay calm, keep an even tone. You're not going to get mad. You're not going to yell, because when you yell, that, as I said, starts a screaming match. Y'all are going back and forth. And now the whole meeting is shot. It's not productive anymore. And nobody feels respected. Address it. And then again, address the person separately. All right. That's all I have for you today. See you all tomorrow for more tips.